Where to stay in Istanbul and which districts are the best to live, to travel, to relocate, or just to have the best time in your life. 60 million people live in Istanbul, and this number is only increasing. This is truly a unique city because those districts are located on the two parts of the world, Europe and Asia. Fatih. This is the most crowded and famous area of Istanbul. It's located in the European part of the shores of the Sea of Marmara, the Bosphorus and Golden Horn. This is the historical center of the city, which dates back to the founding of Constantinople in 330. Ilçe Fatih includes several of the most popular parts: Sultanahmet, Eminönü, and Aksaray. The city's most recognizable landmarks are located here: the Blue Mosque and Hagia Sophia, as well as the Ibrahim Pasha Palace, the Hippodrome, the Obelisk of Theodosius, and many more. There you can find the fashionable hotels where people love to stay because this is the best place to see all those significant attractions within walking distance. And of course, the disadvantage of this place would include crowds during the day and sometimes at night. Eminönü district occupies the southern side along the Golden Horn at the end of Galata Bridge. This is an important transport hub where the traffic of trains, trams and buses is concentrated, and there is also a pier of the same name. Therefore, it's easy to get to any part of the city from here. Within Eminönü there are Egyptian and Grand Bazaars, the Süleymaniye Mosque, Sirkeci Station, and the new mosque Yeni Cami, Topkapı Palace, Gülhane Park, which hosts a large-scale tulip festival every spring. Living here will be comfortable and, of course, expensive. The cost of living in Aksaray hotels in this area will be lower, but you will have to put up with intrusiveness of local residents and understand the local culture. One of the main attractions of Aksaray is the Valide Mosque. In addition, many ancient buildings and aqueducts have been preserved here. The most famous of them is the Roman aqueduct of Imperial Valence. Beyoglu. This is the second most popular tourist area of Istanbul and is located in the European part of the city on the coast of the Bosphorus and near to the Golden Horn Bay. Yes, there will always be a lot of tourists on the streets, especially in the evening. If you want to have the perfect walk to do your greatest photo shoots, choose Istiklal Pedestrian Street, Galata Bridge, Taksim Square, Galata Tower, or Minatürk Park. There are many hotels of different price categories in this area, and the most famous of them is Pera Palace Hotel Jumeirah. It was built in 1892 and has hosted a lot of public people. For example, Greta Garbo, Mata Hari, Sarah Berndacht, Kemal Atatürk stayed there. And you may have heard that Agatha Christie wrote her famous detective story The Orient Express here. One of the most prestigious and beautiful areas located on the shores on the Bosphorus Strait in the European part of the city. It is famous for its rich historical heritage. Tourists here should definitely see the luxurious Dolmabahce and Yildiz palaces, the Ihlamur Pavilion, and the Ortaköy Mosque. In addition, this area includes the elite Italia Quarter, where fashionable houses with expensive apartments are located. There are also many hotels, best of which is Four Seasons Istanbul, at the Bosphorus. Shishli, modern Ilçe in the European part of Istanbul, does not have direct access to the sea. It can safely be called the business and cultural center of the city, the appearance of which is represented by skyscrapers. trade, entertainment complexes, and luxury real estate. There are hotels and restaurants of famous, expensive chains. The largest shopping center in Europe, Istanbul, Cevahir, as well as many cinemas and galleries you may find there. But one of its most famous attractions is the Machka funicular. Eyup is one of the largest districts of the European part of Istanbul. It stretches from the Black Sea coast to the Golden Horn Bay and Fatih. It's known for conservatism and Muslim traditions. It is there that the pilgrimage center of the Turkey is located, the tomb of Abu Ayyub al-Ansari, the standard-bearer of the Prophet Muhammad. He rests next to the Eyup Mosque, where all the sultans of the Ottoman Empire were enthroned. Before, in this part of the city, like nowhere else, there are a large number of religious institutions, mosques and madrasas, but you can often see women in traditional black clothes, abaya. Here on the shores of the bay there are many beautiful villas and government residences. The most popular location in Eyup is the Pier Loti Cafe, which is considered the best observation deck in the city. Kadikoy, rich in entertainment, Kadikoy is located on the shores of the Sea of Marmara in the Asian part of the metropolis. Arriving here by ferry from the European side, tourists immediately see one of its main attractions, the ancient Haydarpasa station, which is located along the shore. After visiting the majestic building, go for a walk around the most famous streets of this area. Tourists on the Asian side of the city rarely look for overnight accommodations, but there are various accommodations options in Kadikoy. There are mainly budget 3-star and 4-star hotels from which you can choose decent accommodation. Uskudar, one of the city's most authentic villages, is located along the Bosphorus on its Asian side. This is a popular tourist spot in Istanbul and can be easily reached by ferry or Marmaray Tunnel. There are not many attractions here, but people come here to understand and embrace the atmosphere of real Turkish city. The cozy Uskudar embankment, winded streets with colorful wooden houses and numerous coffee shops create a special mood. Its territory is decorated with the first Bosphorus Bridge of Martyrs. Walking in this part of the metropolis, you should definitely see the Maiden Tower and Beylerbeyi Palace, as well as the magnificent mosques of the famous Ottoman architect Mimar Sinan, who worked during the magnificent century and was allegedly secretly in love with the daughter of Sultan Suleiman and his wife Hürrem. In total, there are more than 200 mosques in Uskudar. The most famous of them are Shamsi Ahmed Pashi, Yeni Valide, and Mihrimah Sultan, in front of which there is a large fountain for ablutions of Sultanahmet III, decorated with poems by poets of all time.